Look at this mess. I have to put this whole back together at some point. Welcome back. Staff inspection, brand new year, brand new project for me. It's a project near and dear to my heart. It's a car that I've loved pretty much as long as I can remember being into cars. I used to live right up there where the Nova is right now. A lot of you have been asking, what's that Evo in the background? It got smashed up. That happened. Evo 9 RS, as you could tell by the mirrors here. Hit the link below if you want to see the VHS of the backstory on this thing. Long story short, I bought this car in 2013 from a friend of mine. I've known this car since mile one. It's always been a track car. It's always been driven properly. I used to ice race this thing. I used to time attack this thing, but it always stayed kind of simple. Super simple setup, stock turbo, really good suspension. Then, unfortunately, this happened. Car ran into it while it was at a stop sign. Then instead of just getting something new and totaling this thing, whatever, I'm gonna turn it into a race car. The black hole begins. Right, Brian? You don't know anything about starting ambitious builds.
Yo, I keep telling you, man, like, buying two of the exact same car, that is like the fentanyl of car cane. I'm not even that bad. I have different cars.
Yeah.
Have two of the exact same car.
I know.
And one of them is not a parts car.
You can't make such a rare car a parts car. And I think I decided that just like yesterday. Anyway, I'm gonna get this thing apart. I'm gonna see what's all damaged. We're gonna take account of all that. Send the motor off to get built, send the chassis to get fixed, and make some grandiose plans that I'm probably gonna regret later. Anyway, let's get this thing up on the lift, get started. Got oil draining, transfer case draining, and already drained trans fluid. I got all the broken stuff off of the front. Well, for the most part. Had to do a bunch of chopping and get this frame rail off. And since I'm a noob at building and I don't know these cars too well, I've actually been tagging all the connectors here. Headlights, MAF, all that stuff. Dropping the motors next, and I gotta find an engine builder because the plans for this thing are roughly 500 horsepower, but a super fat torque band, which is gonna be the hardest part to do because with the Gymkhana GRID stuff I plan to do with this thing, I want a lot of power band. I wanna be able to spin tires in the lower revs, so when you're going around an obstacle, you can keep the wheel speed down a little bit, keep the grip up. I'm excited, I'm super excited as to where this car is gonna end up, and there's another Evo for me to drive in the meantime. All right, welcome to day 2 of Why Am I Like This? Why do I do this to myself?
Why?
Glad to be shedding a little bit of weight, kind of learning about this car too. I don't know, it's pretty rad to get this much knowledge about your car inside out. Anyway, this thing's kind of a bear. It's a bunch of rust, broken things, but you know, I'm just gonna keep plugging away. My plan is to get the motor dropped so I could get the chassis off to get fixed, motor off to get built. That's when things are really gonna start accelerating on here. There it is. That wasn't too terrible, I'll be honest. It's Huge advantage being able to take it out through the front like that. Front-ish. This kind of worries me. This looks pretty mangled right here. But we'll see what the body shop says. I mean, at this point, if I have to get a new shell, I may end up getting a new shell, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. I think I'm gonna go with the 2.2 liter. I want a big fat power band. I got a 3076R turbo, Garrett, it's going on there. Probably throwing some anti-lag at it too, but first things first, I want durability. I want this thing to withstand a whole lot of abuse. But if you have any suggestions, if you know Evos, if you know how to get a big fat old power band, let me know below. 2.2, 2.3, 2.4, put an LS in it. I don't know, let me know below. All right, just made it to Seibon. Out here, kind of in the real industrial part of LA, but you know, God, this thing's kind of clean. I love that paint job. It's pretty sick though. Never been here before in my life. I've always seen their stuff. I've always kind of ogled their carbon bits, so it's cool to be here. I'm gonna check it out inside and pick my stuff up. So while I can't show you inside right now, they got a little bit of development going on, some new vehicles, new projects that they can't exactly talk about. I'm loaded up. The cool thing is they let you do some visual inspection inside. When you pick your stuff up, they let you open up the box, check everything over, make sure there's no defects, no damage, no anything, and you pack it up and you're on your way. So I'm hooked up. So that's fender plus 10 mil, fender plus 10 mil, hood, and then these are doors. I got 4 carbon doors. That should really help with the whole weight loss goal of this thing. Can't wait to get these back to Hoonigan, unpack it, and do some weight comparisons, because that's super exciting to me, because getting this thing down to 2,700 pounds, not gonna be easy, but I think with the doors, all the panels and everything, that should get me at least a hell of a lot closer. Now, it's starting to get back to that time. This thing's been on my mind for a really long time. I want to build this thing. I want to get it back on the road at least. I had all these grandiose plans of turning it into a race car, Gymkhana GRID car. That's still gonna happen, but in the meantime, I just want to do everything I can to just get it back on the road. So step one is, well, I took out the motor with the help of Mongo. Shout out Mongo, thank you. Kinda wanted to inspect this damage. That looks terrible, but my homies down the road at Horns Auto Collision, they said they could fix that. They said they could hook me up. It doesn't look like the strut tower moved much. So we should be able to just chop this out of the apron, put a new leg in, and be fine. Now I know what you're saying. Ron, why are you being a dingus? Why don't you just get a clean shell? They're not that expensive. It might save you a lot of trouble. Well, this chassis right here, this VIN, it's an Evo RS. It's close, it's near and dear to my heart. I wanna fix this one. I was in the car when it wrecked. I want to be with the car when it sees glory again.
I still love you.
Whatever, man, we'll try and save it. If they can't save it, maybe I'll look at getting another shell, but in the meantime, I don't think it's that bad. I don't think it's that terrible. Plus, we could fix some of these Utah rust spots from all my snow sessions I've had. Maybe replace all this mess with some carbon fiber goodness, but we'll get to that later. Right now, I gotta get this thing on a trailer, get it down to the body shop, and see what they say about getting this thing fixed up. Oh, double flip.
Why am I an idiot?
So,
Yeah, teamwork.
how you gonna get in?
I'm just gonna back up, catty corner.
More. Straight back. Yes! Oh my God. More left. A little bit. Right there. Wow, look at that science happening.
This little tongue right here,
Yeah.
that's a 2-inch drop. I think I might need like a 3 3/4 or even more.
Why none of your cars are low?
No, because if you look here, the trailer's pivoted way up. And since I don't have a motor, that's not gonna squat down a ton, but we'll see.
Oh my Oh my God.
While we've been out, I've been doing just a tiny bit of work here and there on this thing. I got the whole front end, everything. All right, hold on. This is gonna get sketchy. Man line. Hold on. Hell, motherfucking yeah! All right, just made it here. Literally 5 minutes down the road from Hoonigan, Horns Auto Collision Center. I love this spot. They got a nice showroom up front. Caught my attention the first time I came here. They fixed my bumper on the JZX. They painted the trunk on my other Evo. These guys hook it up, so I had nowhere else to bring it but here. I also saw an Evo the last time I was here on the frame straightening rack. That's what gave me the idea to bring this thing here. So already rolled it in. Here we go. What's up, Josh?
What's up, man?
How you doing?
Good, how are you?
This is Josh right here from Horns. These guys are gonna, and that's Cal. These guys are gonna straighten this thing out, I hope. We'll see. I don't know, what do you think? It's not that bad.
Yeah, that's not
You guys have done, you worked with worse.
Oh, yeah, way worse.
Nice, nice. All right, sick. Well, there's some parts to order. There's some time. We got to look at this thing, measure it up, check out, make sure the subframe's okay. But in the meantime, gonna order that stuff up, get this thing on the rack, hopefully get it straightened out.
Hey guys, at the moment we have the rail installed, the ready support, they're both lined up right now. We're running into a little issue with the subframe since this impact was pushing all the whole rail into the wall. We're running into a little issue with the subframe lining up to it as well with the lower control arm. So we're at a standstill right now. I'm gonna go ahead and check this out. But the rail is pushed all the way into the firewall too. You wanna get this shot in there. So we're gonna have to do a little work in there. So pretty much paused here. We had all the rails ready to support lined up and everything. The only issue we had was this subframe, it not being able to mount onto the rails properly. So that's the only issue we have so far. Everything else is pretty smooth sailing at the moment.
Yep, we're back here at Horns Collision, Long Beach, but I'm not here for the donk. I am here for this. Man. Woo. It hasn't looked this good in over 3 years, probably 4 years by now. Holy shit. It's done. All new frame, new fenders, a little bit wider, carbon hood, but yeah, look at that. All new chassis leg, all up in there, right down to the firewall. We had to go with the new subframe. We found out later when it was on the alignment rack that the subframe actually wasn't sitting all the way right. And since it's all apart, the old subframe actually had a recall on it because they get rusted out inside. We ended up going with the brand new one, OEM for now. But this is a crazy feeling. I haven't seen the car this complete in a long time. I know, it doesn't have a motor. That doesn't mean completely complete. But for me, this is a huge, huge step in this build. So, holy shit, man. I don't have words. This is so cool. I still have such a long way to go with this project, but to be honest with you, man, this is a huge, huge, huge step. So, big shout to the guys at Horns Collision. Same guys that are doing the donk for us. They've always got some heat going on in there. Look at that, we got a little S2000 build. Got all kinds of stuff in the showroom over there, but really, man, this right here, this is everything to me. This is my like ultimate build that I've always wanted to do. So I'm gonna shut up right now. I'm gonna go pick up the motor, take this thing back to Hoonigan, and just try and get this thing back on the road before, well, before 2030. So till then, peace. All these people have been like working out and like getting really fit and healthy during quarantine, and I just eat my feelings. Man, so much ice cream, chicken wings, hot sauce, maybe some, yeah, a lot of booze, definitely a lot of booze.